Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm from Ukraine, and I have started vlogging at the very beginning of brutal Russian invasion to my free and beautiful country Ukraine. I believe the world needs to know more about our fight for freedom. The world needs to witness our victory, but also lots of Russian crimes that they commit daily. If you support Ukraine, subscribe to my channel because this war is going on, and there are many things that we cannot forget and we cannot forgive. And today is actually the video that I hate recording because I'm going to speak about another tragic, brutal, devastating crime that Russians committed tonight, and that is the explosion and the destruction of Kakhovka Dam. I have received lots of your messages in the morning and at night, whether I know it. Of course, I know it as a Ukrainian. I get all the news, but I was very emotional, so please forgive me if I haven't answered all of you. Because this is really bad and sad. And let me clarify why. Well, this is a very vivid example of terrorism. And this happens online. Like, the whole world is watching what is happening. Everybody knows who is to blame, but we don't know what to do with these criminals and terrorists. For me, the answer is Russia has to be stopped, and Russia has to be stopped violently. So what happened this night? They have blown up Kakhovka Dam. And the breach is really big. It is seen on the videos and on the photos, and huge massives of water are flowing in the direction of many Ukrainian territories, and 80 settlements are in danger because they can drown, including some parts of Kherson. Orcs had to leave Kherson. They lost the territory that they once occupied, and this is how they express their hatred. Another reason for this ECOCIDE is, of course, genocide against Ukrainians and also fear before the counter-offensive. I have no other explanations for this crime. So right now, people have to be evacuated, and Ukrainian railway launched additional trains so they can take many new internal refugees to other districts of Ukraine, because they have to leave their houses, their cities, villages and towns and parts of Kherson, because soon it will all be covered by water. It's unbelievable. It's worse than many of those films that we liked watching about apocalyptic future. Imagine people playing in their houses, children playing because it's summer, cats running, and all of that will be covered with water in a couple of hours, because huge territory, lots of water, and it's not happening in a second. It will take hours, and people know that this evil water is approaching, the water that served kind and important purposes. Kakhovka Dam was built back in Soviet times, and it was used for water supply, farming, also for the cooling system of Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station, and as a water supply to temporarily occupied Crimea. So first, what bothers me is a huge number of people who will lose their homes. These are civilians. Also, I cannot help thinking about all of the animals and birds. They will die out there. So if you don't care about Ukraine, because there are many people who think that this war is too far away, if you don't like Ukrainians, think about these animals. People now love animals, and that's why we are evolving emotionally, psychologically. Think about all these bird nests, all these rabbits, all these animals that live in the forest and steppes of Ukraine. They will not be evacuated. We cannot organize that in a couple of hours, like the evacuation of hundreds and thousands of animals. So they will drown, their nests will be destroyed. Also, apart from water, 150 tons of oil got into Dnieper River. Many districts are without electricity, not because we don't have supply, but because it can be dangerous and it can kill people. Imagine the depths of this catastrophe, like tons of water, destroying everything on their way, people, their lives, their houses, their schools, killing animals, polluting, changing the landscape. Many important natural reserves are actually under danger. We cannot predict, and Russians, when they were blowing it all up, they did not know the results. And you know, there are lots of caught up calls where some of their soldiers are hanging on the tops of the trees because they did not know how it will all work out. Imagine the level of this primitiveness, hatred, and misery. And don't ask me to be tolerant to Russians or to understand that they are occupied by a regime. This was not Putin blowing up the dam. This was, by the way, a man, a commander of 205th Motorized Rifle Brigade. He is already identified. It was not just Putin. There are many of them, and they are so evil, so toxic. And I bet that, like, lots of Russians will observe this devastating ecocide that will have lots of consequences, not just for Ukraine, but for the rest of this territory that is European and that is bordering with Russia to some extent. They will watch it like a soccer match with, haha, how cool, rabbits are drowning. So there is no place in my heart for these people. And so what do we get in the result? Serious ecocide, lots of killed animals, birds, changed natural habitats, many people losing their homes, many new refugees appearing in other Ukrainian districts and possibly in your countries too. And thank you for hosting them. Also, we have a serious threat for the cooling system of Zaporizhia power, nuclear power station. And like everyone in this international organizations will say, we are concerned. I'm also concerned. People in Crimea, Russians say they are Russian, but they don't care about them because they will not have fresh water. And what is worse, and what makes me feel bad too, our Minister of Foreign Affairs said that lots of international media had headlines like Kiev and Moscow accuse each other in the explosion of, in the attack on Kakhovka Dam. Guys, this is not Kiev. Of course, Moscow will say whatever it wants, but you know, we were trying to protect, we were shouting about that since October. We were shouting about crimes of Russia since 2014, but we were losing this informational war, and it brought us to tragic results. Because I know we have to win, we will win, there is no other way, but all of these things have already happened. These rabbits and hamsters, and they have already drowned. You know, houses are being erased. This has already happened, and it might have been prevented. And another proof for those who still doubt or share Russian narratives is just before this explosion, they passed a new law in Russia, which allows you not to investigate technical catastrophes on dangerous objects, if it's dangerous for investigators. Isn't that like 100% clear? And this is not just a problem, this is a true ecocide. And this is a true genocide. According to Geneva Convention, using this natural and technological constructions to destroy territories and to potentially kill people is a sign of genocide. And this Kakhovka Dam cannot be restored. So the damage is like final. There are so many things that we will have to rebuild and reconstruct that perhaps Russia does not have enough money for that restoration. And I I don't know. Honestly, you know that these couple of days I'm in Berlin. I am returning back home on Saturday to participate in a nice project by Aspen Institute Germany on the role of social influencers in times of war. But this informational war is happening right now, and not just informational. It starts with information and finishes with thousands and hundreds of people killed. And you know, this is tragic. And this happened. And like the world is observing online what is going on and how this water, after the Russian attack, destroys settlements, ruins people's lives, kills animals. And I had a walk to drink some coffee in Berlin before the start, and I live close to the park and I can hear birds singing. And I am so happy for you guys, for your normal living, but I think it's also normal that I ask myself, what for? Why do we have to be continuously killed because we are Ukrainians? And this is so tragic that this war is an online show to some extent. I don't know, will I have my mood to have a stream today? Maybe tomorrow. I will keep you updated on our community tab. Please share the information about another terroristic act that Russia committed against Ukraine and people and animals in general. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons. And please share the news about Ukraine, because this war continues, this war destroys us every day. We must win for the sake of humanity, for the sake of our future. Because you see, Russians are very dangerous because they don't care about anything. What they want to do is just destroy. Destruction is their purpose in life. And this is dangerous to be on one planet with them. Believe me, I'm Ukrainian, I know that. Slava Ukraini!